It's got to be mine.
Holy cow.
Let's get one at 10
This one?
with a 10 a.m. timestamp.
It's the one. This is
Welcome to Florida's only cannabis radio program. Welcome to Cannabis Life Radio.
What are you giving out?
Is that the
Yeah, we're on the air. Yeah, we're on the air. It's kind of shocking. Thanks. Welcome to Cannabis Life Radio, Florida's original cannabis radio program. Leon Hamilton along with Arby Barroso and Cheryl Murray Powell is in Jamaica.
Hi guys!
Right here.
Yay! I'm in Jamaica. Jamaica.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Jam-
Definitely testing products.
Absolutely.
But yes, I had meetings and all sorts of things out here. I just went to the Revolut concert last night. I just got in at 9 a.m. So I'm a little winded, but it was it's like a huge Rastafarian event, and hosted by Tony Rebel. He's a legend in dance hall, and roots and culture music, and great artists. It was fantastic. Everyone just had a nice, great time, peaceful, just pure vibes. So it was fantastic. I'm just a little winded, but we don't stop. We can't stop, won't stop.
Well, you typically don't sleep, so. Holy cow.
Nope.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Yeah, that's bad. It's not my imagination.
It sounds like I'm medicated.
Yeah, all of a sudden, whenever we talk,
Holy
we go into like this
cow.
weird slow motion thing. So we're gonna have to.
I don't want to sign
what's
up and
going on
sound
with us,
like I'm
Cheryl. That's why we
medicated
can't
too.
talk to you very well.
Well, I mean, we joined you without medicating.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
Yeah, that's.
And actually, we have Stephanie
God, I think
Sparks today. Holy.
Yeah, take them off. Just take them off. It's much
Wow.
better. There you go.
Hey, Stephanie.
What's up, Cheryl? What's up,
We got
Cannabis
you.
Life
We got
Radio?
we got you in the hot.
That's bad.
That's the hot spot.
The
We
hot
gotta take a
seat,
break,
sizzle,
guys. We gotta
sizzle.
take a quick
Sizzle,
break.
sizzle. That's
Yeah.
where I like to be.
We got to
All
take a
right.
quick break. Get back to us. Let's try to get this sound going
Yeah.
and fixed, because this is definitely not something I'm going to be able to deal with for 2 hours. So can we just go to break real quick,
Yeah.
and then we'll be right back on
Yeah.
Cannabis Life Radio.
Yep.
Hey. Okay, you guys can leave me off, right? Is that what you gonna end my call? All right, no problem. It was good saying hi to everybody. Have a great show. All right, take care. Love. Bye. No, you're good. You're good. We're gonna work it out.
Ready? Am I back on?
I think you're
Are we
live.
live? Can you hear me?
I could definitely hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Am I still in slow motion?
You're not in that K-hole, no.
No?
No, absolutely.
So I can wear
not.
my headphones
You
too?
could actually wear your headphones down.
Let me see.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Success.
Nice. Welcome to Cannabis Life Radio, Florida's original cannabis radio program. After a couple of seconds of technical difficulties, we
Just
are
a little.
back. Yeah, we're back. We lost Cheryl in the process, but we have plenty to talk about today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
absolutely.
wanna introduce our guest?
Cheryl was in Jamaica. She's, as she said, she wasn't. She probably slept all night. She was out there at a concert, at a Rastafarian concert, and just doing her research and getting educated with people out there, and just really building relationships, which is this business is all about. We have Stephanie Sparks here today, which is a relationship builder. We met a couple years ago. Her husband is part of BioTrack.
Oh, yeah.
And so how you doing, Steph?
I'm awesome.
You're
Good
actually
morning.
in Cheryl's seat, so you're in the
Yeah.
hot seat today.
What an honor to be in Cheryl's seat. Absolutely. Good morning and happy Saturday. Thanks for having me on Cannabis Life Radio.
Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us. It was actually I talked to Danny. We're like, who are we gonna put in there? And he spit out Steph, and we're like, absolutely.
Immediately.
Immediately, and
He just
Steph
said-
said, you know what? Absolutely, I'll
Yeah.
join you guys. So brings a lot of education. She actually has, and I'll let her talk about herself. The Green Heart Society, which is an educational platform out there, just basically just talking to people and educating them on cannabis and CBD and just really everything that's going on in the industry. And having her husband from working for BioTrack, which is a seed to sale company, really helps out a lot. So how where are you at right now in this industry, and where do you see it going?
Yeah, well, absolutely. So right now, with the Green Heart Society, we're really focused on doing education about CBD and cannabis. And we also provide a delivery service for Green Rose, which has been awesome, being able to spread CBD and CBD products in the local South Florida area, which is something that we're super passionate about, is getting those products out to the people who need them. This industry is just amazing. It's growing so fast all the time, and it's ever changing. And
Yeah.
and it's a great place to be. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Awesome. I know we got a lot of things to catch up with this week with Cheryl not being here and Steph, taking her place. Plenty of education behind us. We're talking about, banking, which is an issue right now. Actually, we have it on our program to speak about today. That with Jeff Sessions coming out. I know that banking here in Florida has become a problem with some of the nurseries. Have you heard anything about that?
Right.
Yep, I heard some banking issues have been going on. So
Yeah. So basically, Green Bank
Right.
pulled
First Green Bank, yep.
First Green Bank pulled out of being the bank for these nurseries
For
and
cannabis industries
for
in
the-
Florida.
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
So now all these people have no place to put their cash, similar to the way it was in Colorado.
shoe boxes,
Yep.
Nikes.
Like that one lady.
In
I like
your
that lady who
gadgets.
bought the bank. That was the best. She took the wheelbarrow of cash and she went down there and bought the bank because they wouldn't take her money.
oh my
Well,
God.
I
was
mean,
awesome.
the people are trying to find ways and solutions to this,
Yeah.
and if we could just regulate it, like alcohol, we could actually start taxing it. And
Don't
start
hate,
using-
regulate.
Yeah, exactly. We got to stop the stigma and provide opportunities for
Yeah.
economic growth and jobs and a million different things that this industry is able to offer and really participate in.
I just want to remind everybody that last week after Jeff Sessions went on his little thing with the Cole memorandum, that I predicted that everybody would start coming out. All these politicians would start coming out, and it would actually be really good for the cannabis industry because of what he did, and I was right. So I just want to let
Well,
you
you're always right.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
nobody argues that
I'm always
fact,
right.
right? Yeah,
Yes,
nobody
that's
does
true.
that.
That's true.
I mean, and actually, there was an article that came out, I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday, that was talking about how 28 congressmen went and filed an amendment against the DEA,
Yeah.
basically saying that they did do an overreach on the scheduling of hemp.
Right.
And are really, it's going to be at a district, the 9th district.
Ninth District Court of Appeals.
Correct. So they're actually trying to do the amendment to say that CBD or cannabidiol is not
Right.
Scheduled 1 narcotic. So
Right.
there's just a lot of things happening, and I think for the good, because when people talk about things,
Right.
more people get educated and they really want to start acting.
Right, and we got a whole list of all the stuff that's been introduced so far this session, and we're also going to talk about the budget deal and how that is actually going to end up saving the cannabis industry in the short term, and what the different possibilities are as far as the different laws and in both houses, in both the Senate and the House. There's different ways that they're both legislative branches are looking at trying to limit Jeff Sessions' power so he can stay in his little Keebler cookie house. We don't want him leaving the tree house. We want him to stay there,
We want him to stay
make
there.
cookies.
Make cookies?
Yeah, make cookies. He's a little.
What kind of cookies?
He's no, he doesn't like that stuff.
He doesn't like that stuff. I think we're gonna convert him.
He says
he's
cannabis.
gonna get converted. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, he decided that the KKK they were a great group of people until he found out they smoked weed, and then they was like, oh man, they're just terrible.
You're going there.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, that's what he said. Those words came out of his mouth.
Holy cow. Oh, man.
So we're going to go into that, and also we want to talk about Arby's mail sack. That is the number one topic during Cannabis Life Radio is Arby's mail sack. So
you love this.
Yeah, well, if you have a question about cannabis or CBD or any of those any of the topics that we discussed during the show, you can comment on Facebook Live, and we have a whole staff of people. There's hundreds. There's hundreds of people. There's people reaching all the way back.
All the way to the back.
Yeah, and they're all a team of people.
You got the front row ticket.
Right, and I have there's people all the way up here too. And they're all the way into the back, and they're all working their computers and answering your questions and taking your questions, and then they're handing them to us. We have a whole stack already. All you have to do is ask your questions, and we will answer them today during Arby's mail sack.
And giveaways, obviously.
We have giveaways too.
Always, we always have.
Who doesn't love giveaways?
Yeah, what are you giving away?
Always $500 worth of CBD products.
$500. Wow.
Yes, we do it every week.
Is it hot in here to you?
You're a little warm.
I'm a little toasty.
Oh my goodness. You all right? You need somebody to come here and fan you?
Yeah, please.
Oh wow! I think the lights are getting to you, man.
That must be it.
You know?
I'm not used to the lights.
Did you medicate?
No.
No?
I have
Have
some
you
of
got
my
your red
daily
card?
dose in my purse if you need it.
Yeah, maybe.
He's getting,
We'll
he's
talk
getting a
during the
little. He's
commercial
getting a
break.
little sweaty.
Yeah, we'll talk during the commercial break.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Now, what are the other things that we're supposed
I mean,
to do?
we got a
Where's
full
my
show.
cue card guy? Oh, he's over here.
My cue card guy, Steph, help me out here, Steph.
I got this
Because
pulled up
he's
here.
never talked this much during the show ever.
Oh, my
So like,
goodness.
I think that's why he's sweating.
Yeah.
Because he's getting really nervous that he's. That Cheryl's not here,
You're
and
doing
typically
good. You're
like
doing great.
she handles
Right.
the mid interruptions.
Exactly. And I'm just here for like the little comic relief. When I'm here for 50% of the program,
I'd say 20% of your program.
Right. No, but if you like made it 50%, think about what we're doing.
Oh my god,
It's gonna be a fun show.
it
Yeah,
would
that's
be
true.
completely left instead of right. Stage
exactly.
left.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. So we got all those things coming up, and also we wanted to talk.
We're going to be talking about terpenes.
terpenes.
and
That's
the
the main. That's
profile.
the
There
main
you
thing.
go.
That's one thing you
I
were
think
supposed
that's
to
why
remind
you
me.
were
Terpenes.
Because I need terpenes.
Terp life.
Yes.
So we'll be getting, Steph's going to get into the explanation of terpenes, which is something that almost where CBD was, 4 or 5 years ago, and nobody was really paying attention to it, and nobody understood what CBD was. I think now people are starting to understand and read up on what terps are and what terpenes are, on the different types of strains, on plant itself, just basically across the board. So we're going to get Steph into that
All right.
after this commercial, and we'll get right into the terpenes.
All right, you are currently tuned to Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
As a loving pet owner, you want to treat your senior dog for dysplasia, neuropathy, and joint discomfort with minimal traditional chemical medication. And as loving pet owners, we at King Canine agree, and we're excited to make our signature CBD line available to you. Derived from all-natural cannabidiol compounds, lab-tested, non-GMO, plant-based, cutting-edge King Calm CBD reduces inflammation and discomfort naturally, and even reduces anxiety from fireworks and thunderstorms. Go to KingCanine.com, that's KingKanine for details, and browse a full line of products like King Comb Deshedder, King Calm Balm, and King Clean Shampoo for pet wellness inside and out. Order now using the code BARK20 for an exclusive 20% discount. KingKanine.com, King Calm CBD, and the rest of our natural cannabidiol products. King Canine, for natural pet wellness inside and out.
Across the state to across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oil to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember. The Hemp Kings.
The Hemp Kings.
Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions uses natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our pain blaster hemp cream has now gone to the extreme.
Extreme?
Extreme!
Extreme!
New Pain Blaster Extreme Cream delivers even more relief, even faster! The best hemp products at the best prices delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com!
TheHempKings.com. Green Roads World is recognized as one of the world's leading suppliers of CBD products, and Cannabis Life Radio is giving away Green Road CBD products every week. To join, just tune in on our Facebook Live broadcast every Saturday morning at 10 and follow the instructions on air and in the comment section. Cannabis Life Radio is teaming up with Green Roads World to give you free CBD. Good luck from Cannabis Life Radio and Green Roads World.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oil, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or delicious ice cream sandwiches. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road between Jog and the Turnpike. We are the #1 sellers of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
Nobody covers cannabis news like Cannabis Life Radio. Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah, we're back on the air, by the way. Yeah, so put your mosquitoes. By the way, we can't tell you where we are here on Cannabis Life Radio, but we can guarantee you one thing.
No, we can. We
yes,
can
we
say
can.
we're at the Brooklyn Cafe.
Right, but I can guarantee you one thing.
What?
It's not a shithole.
Definitely not a shithole.
It's not a shithole.
Definitely not a
Guaranteed.
shit. Definitely
We want to
not a
talk.
shithole.
We want to talk about terpenes. Okay, we want to talk about terpenes. I want to learn about what terpenes are. I know it has a lot to do with aromas, aromatherapy type issues, the flavorings, the scents, the aromas, the smells. Yeah. So I want to learn all about it. So you guys are the experts. Teach me. Teach me.
All right, Sensei.
Thank you.
Terpenes. Also
ahead.
known as terps, terpenoids as well.
Yeah.
They're basically the inactive compound. There's terpenes in so many different things, like not only in cannabis, but that's how we kind of originally started talking about it. It's the precursor to cannabinoids. So they're fragrant oils.
Right.
Limes, lemons, limonene,
Lavender.
linalool. That's
Linalool. Linalool. That's my favorite one. That's the one I like to say. Linalool.
I didn't even know. Do you know how to spell that?
Linino.
All right, let's get back to Steph.
Okay.
All right.
But terpenes they're not cannabis, so
Right.
it's totally separate, and they're found in it's almost like a motivator, almost like a precursor to the actual cannabis. There's so many different. I think I read something that they discovered over 120 different terps. I'm sure they're gonna start discovering so many different other ones.
So basically, these are they're naturally occurring substances that help your body naturally absorb certain compounds in natural medicine.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, it helps the THC bind.
Did I get that right?
To the brain.
I think you actually started
receptors.
pretty intelligent there, which is like wow.
Sorry.
And
Seriously.
I'll get back to normal
coolest
now.
thing is like the terpenes can help your brain like activate in different ways when you are
Right.
consuming your THC. So they have different properties and they help different ailments, and you can really separate it and segment it.
And the great part is it's not as scheduled. So as we deal with the CBD and THC and everything else, people have been using essential oils and this type of products for thousands of years. So it's a real big benefit not to have to worry about that product being scheduled and being able to work with it and be able to put it in a delivery system where people could actually enjoy the flavor, the smell, how it makes you feel. I always explain it, dumb it down, which is like Terpenes 101 or Terpenes for Dummies, basically, which I think I got you the book.
Right.
The fact is like almost walking into like an aromatherapy facility,
Right.
and you walk in and it's
You
like
could feel the pops.
you feel that really good
Yeah, and you can
feeling.
feel the pops in your body because
Exactly.
your body is trying to accept the lavender or the whatever other nutrient is associated with the terpene that you're absorbing, and helps you absorb those medications from
Absolutely.
nature.
Absolutely, it's definitely a really good thing to combine. And we've been formulating it now. Green Roads has for about 16, 17 months, and actually attaching it to our compounds and getting it out to consumers and educating. So we actually had a month where TFC, our guys here, actually did a terpene education month.
Yeah.
And you could go there and check it out and really read all the different types of terpenes and, you know, what it does and how it may help and stuff like that, since we're not doctors and we can't really say what it's
Right.
going to do for you. But the fact is that there's a lot of information out there. You know, you could Google it and really get educated on it, because it's something that's going to be in the forefront. And people are going to start using more essential oils. And that's basically what, you know, the cannabis plant or the hemp-derived plant or the CBD is really, it's oils.
Right.
It's
It's an
something
essential oil.
things that you could use medicinally or use it for many different things. You know, the NFL is getting behind it. We have the NBA. We got it taken off. Well, we didn't, but USADA took it out. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency took it off their scheduling. So I was talking to an athlete this week, and we were talking about, like, you know, what's on their board.
Right.
And
The board is
the board is basically all the scheduling or all the things that you're not supposed
You
to
can't do.
that you can't do. And they're like, people walk in and
So
walk
crack
out.
is up there.
I would definitely say
Yeah.
crack.
Crack is up there.
Yes.
Cocaine is up there.
I would
Heroin is up there.
Well, you could go over the counter drugs, certain acetaminophen.
Oh, yeah, you can't take any of that kind of
those
stuff.
type of things you're not supposed to take. So
Right.
the fact is, what he was telling me is that people don't look at it.
Yeah.
They walk in, they walk out, they don't even pay attention to that.
Because it
board.
never moves.
But as soon as you take something out,
Then you
you know,
notice.
and deschedule it or take it off the board where you could actually use it,
Right.
people start paying attention. And right as of January 1st, people really started reaching out to us and talking to us, you know, how can I get involved? Or we want to use this now because we could get tested and, you know, we're not going to fail a drug test.
Right.
Or however, you know, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency uses, or whatever formula they use to test the athletes, they can now take it without
Yeah.
being in fear of losing, you know, a fat paycheck or supporting their families and stuff like that. So it's a really big thing, and terpenes is a really big additive to this, and I think that, you know, even terps on their own has a bunch of benefits. And again, I just guide everybody, just, you know, really Google it and get educated on it,
Yeah.
because there's really going to be opportunities even on that side of the business to really start you know, selling different types of products and creating different types of products.
Isn't there an issue with some CBD companies, hemp oil companies, adding fake terpenes to their products? Mm-hmm. What is the deal with that? What is the purpose, and why would they? I understand why they would do it, because they can save money by using fake stuff.
I think just adding the flavors, you know, you can add just like an additive,
Right.
you know, a not real flavored. People are just trying to promote it and market it in that they're flavoring their product and they're enhancing it.
Right.
But the reality is these terpenes are taking the cannabis industry to a whole nother level.
Right.
And it's just bringing a whole new ballgame to the cannabis industry. So it's unfortunate, but, you know, people
I mean,
wanna
it's
promote-
really, and getting into that, it's extremely unfortunate that people are taking advantage of the industry and are just looking at the almighty dollar.
Right.
You know, we've been always advocating since season one is test your products, and now you can. So if you want to test as a business owner, if I own my own shop, like what we do right now, and we self-regulate, if you own your shop and you're going to be providing certain products to your consumer, you know, get it tested. You have a place today in
Yeah.
the state of Florida, the EVO Labs, EVIO Labs, look them up. They're out of Davie. They're independent. Send your products in. Get them tested. Know what you're actually selling to your consumer. And you could test for terps there. They test for terps.
That's awesome.
And they test for CBD, making sure that, you know, the milligrams that are in the bottle that you're buying are on the bottle.
Right.
They make sure that you don't have any synthetics, any solvents, any metals, pesticides. So, you know, when you're actually doing business, that your consumer is safe.
Right.
You know, and that's really one of the biggest things in this industry, and we've always talked about testing, and more testing.
Right.
Because the fact is that people are consuming this as a food additive, as food. So you want to make sure that what you're selling is something that you're willing to give to your own family member.
Yeah.
You know, so that's extremely important. So, you know, people that are listening, just make sure, you know, and if you own a shop, go to EVO Labs. You know, check them out. They got 15 different locations around the United States where you can literally send in the product and get it tested and make sure that you're selling a good product.
That's
Right.
amazing.
You know, that is very important. You want to sell a good product, or you want to take a good product. That's you know, you'll separate the clowns
Right.
that are in this business, you know, which we have plenty of them. I mean,
Yeah.
Bringing Barney Bailey did not go out of business.
calling me
because
a clown?
They're actually in
Is
the
that what you're
business right now
Are
because
you
there's a
referring
bunch
to
of
me?
them. Well, you don't have the hat on yet.
Oh,
You know, I'll put a
that's
little
fine.
red nose on you, and I think we'll be
little
straight.
Oink, 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 oink.
So you know, test the products and make sure that you're doing the right thing. You know, let's protect the industry and have integrity, because the fact is that people are going to be looking for us, and whether it's education, raising money for education, when we do regulate Florida, there's a lot of things that are going to happen, and we want to be part of that. We want to be able to use cannabis raised funds to help you know, schools and
Right.
you know, and sending to charities
Homeless.
and
Give back to
working
the
for
community.
Veterans.
Exactly, veterans, American Cancer Society, MS News and Views. You know, all these foundations that we help support and sponsor. You know, let's be part of that. And if you're doing it the wrong way, you should be definitely taken out by getting called out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. And that's what you're doing, right? Hey, what is some of the other benefits like that people get from taking the terpenes products? I know Super Gabe takes the terpene product that you
We
from
got
Green
some
Roads.
sour diesel terpenes here.
Yeah, he uses the orange one, and he's replaced with anxiety medicine with it. So explain to me how, I don't understand. Is it the CBD, or is it all the terpenes, the combination between the terpenes and the CBD, or is it mostly the terpenes that is doing that to people? Because I've talked to probably 2 dozen people that use specifically that product for anxiety control.
I think it's a combo, right?
Yeah, I
It's
think
the combination of the CBD, the
Yeah,
smaller dosage of CBD combined with the high dosage of the
For
terpenes,
sure.
correct?
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
Yeah, and just remember, it affects everybody
You
differently.
just got to go this way.
Oh, thank you.
You got to be
honey.
talking
I'm,
right
I'm
here.
so happy that
gotta
you
be
do
talking
this.
right way.
You take such good
I
care
know.
of me.
I'm pretty good, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. I got to make you sound good, brother.
Thank you, man. I
Somebody
mean-
else
I mean,
makes you look good. I gotta make you sound good.
By you sitting next to me, I look good.
I know. Oh my God.
So I
rude.
mean, I think the combination of all of it really is, and individually, because just like every medication doesn't work the same for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you got to really just, you know, test it. You know, slow and steady is what we always say. You know, you don't overdo something, because
Yeah.
then you don't really know how it's making you feel. So every different terpene, or every different type of CBD, just like cannabis and different types of strains, it's going to affect you differently.
Yeah.
And you're going to enjoy one more than another. You know, depending on what your body's even asking you for.
Right.
Because we do have a naturally occurring system in our body that functions off of these type of products.
Right.
And it doesn't work the same for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
It definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
But you find all the different terpenes, you know, they can have a little bit of a different effect on whatever ailment it is that you're trying to treat. And
Right.
so it is a little experimental, but I know for me, the strawberry AK terps,
Right.
they're my favorite. They help me
Big,
with
yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah.
When I get nervous, Nelly, had to take some before here. I was really
She was getting
You're
nervous.
nervous to come on this show? Wow. Hey,
I mean,
was,
we did get 40, 50,000 views,
Well,
so I
yeah.
would be a little bit nervous
I-
myself. You're just a professional.
well, I
know,
try
that's
to
the
calm
problem.
people down when they get on.
You
here.
didn't look too calm a little earlier.
That's
though.
because I was
You
sweating.
looked a little sweaty.
Hey, I was doing.
sweating.
I was
You were sweating
Everybody's laughing at me 'cause I
hardcore.
was a sweater. Hey, I was doing research for this portion of the program today, and I discovered something that people, when they go to dispensaries and they sniff certain strains of cannabis, the ones that
Sniff.
they
Let's use the wrong terminology. Smell.
smell. Sniff is
Not
good.
sniff.
Sniff
Sniff
is
sounds
good.
like you're doing a line or
yeah,
something.
like you don't want to snuff
Well,
something.
Yeah, you don't want to sniff.
What are you talking about? Okay, what am I supposed to say?
Smell the
Smell.
aromatics.
Smelling.
Okay, when you smell the certain strain and the one that you react the most positively to, that's the one that's going to give you the best physical reaction within your body, and that's because of the terpenes within the cannabis plant.
Yeah, because they say that's maybe what your endocannabinoid system is asking for.
Yes. That's what it is. So that's crazy. I mean, that's your body telling you what you're going to get the best medication, best reaction out of that medication just by the smell. That's awesome.
Well, it's just like when my daughter, which is in the back, we found out that when her mom was pregnant, your mom was a was a vegetarian, basically didn't eat meat, and.
Right.
My mother-in-law's in the back there too, and we were sitting down, and she said that she wanted a steak or she wanted to eat a burger.
Right.
And basically, that was what the body was asking for, And it's almost the same thing with these type of products. When you smell something,
right.
The body itself is kind of asking for that type of nutrition or wanting that to be more in the homeostasis, and that's
right.
really what CBD does. And then cannabis has its own reactive in reference to pain and anti-tumors, and there's a lot of things that we're still studying till today, and we're going to continue to study for years to come because there's just so many avenues, 120 terpenes, 130 plus CBD. People are combining strains today and really creating different types. So it's this plant and this business and everything that's going on here really needs to expand to have everybody give the opportunity that have talent, that want to be in this industry, to be able to create new things.
Yeah.
And it's really not created in a lab. It's created by the people that are growing it.
Right.
And that's really the end goal, is making sure that this is regulated like alcohol, allow people to grow and create their own medicine in their backyard if they're talented enough to do so, or be able to go to a facility and get what they feel they need for themselves instead of going to a pharmacy and getting Oxycontins or Xanax or Valiums and all these other crazy things.
Yeah. Hey, how are we doing, by the way, on finding somebody that is against cannabis? Did we find somebody yet?
We're looking. I mean, on
Have we
Facebook,
found anybody?
if we find anyone.
So bizarre.
I mean,
everybody seems to love the terpenes.
So we're looking for somebody to come on the show and talk to us negatively about cannabis, and we're having a hard time finding.
I mean, we're begging. I mean, we'll give you a $100 gift certificate. At this point in time, so
they're going to get a $100 gift certificate
to come in here
for CBD products to come in and tell us that CBD doesn't work.
Well, no. Well, actually, they could take $100 worth of CBD products and a gift certificate, or they could go to a restaurant and get it. We don't care.
So you're going to give them like an Amex gift card.
We just
or
want
something.
them here.
We just want them here. We want to we want to pick their brain. We want to find out exactly what's going on, because I still haven't found one. I mean, the people that I've found that don't want this plant,
they don't want to be seen.
They don't want to be seen. They don't want to talk to anybody.
It used to be the other way around.
Yeah, it used
people
to be
that
exactly
were actually
the opposite.
for it were like, don't show my face.
Not even 10 years ago. This is moving pretty quickly.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right.
Are we going to commercial and paying some bills?
Yeah, we're going to pay some bills, and then we're going to come back and do some more stuff.
That works.
All right. You are currently tuned to Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by
Green Roads World.
Green Roads World is recognized as one of the world's leading suppliers of CBD products, and Cannabis Life Radio is giving away Green Road CBD products every week. To join, just tune in on our Facebook Live broadcast every Saturday morning at 10 and follow the instructions on air and in the comment section. Cannabis Life Radio is teaming up with Green Roads World to give you free CBD. Good luck from Cannabis Life Radio and Green Roads World.
Across the state to across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oil to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember. The Hemp Kings.
The Hemp King.
Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions uses natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our Pain Blaster Hemp Cream has now gone to the extreme.
Extreme?
Extreme!
Extreme!
New Pain Blaster Extreme Cream delivers even more relief, even faster! The best hemp products at the best prices delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com!
TheHempKings.com.
As a loving pet owner, you want to treat your senior dog for dysplasia, neuropathy, and joint discomfort with minimal traditional chemical medication. And as loving pet owners, we at King Canine agree, and we're excited to make our signature CBD line available to you. Derived from all-natural cannabidiol compounds, lab-tested, non-GMO, plant-based, cutting-edge King Calm CBD reduces inflammation and discomfort naturally, and even reduces anxiety from fireworks and thunderstorms. Go to kingcanine.com, that's KINGKANINE for details, and browse a full line of products like King Comb De-Shedder, King Calm Balm, and King Clean Shampoo for pet wellness inside and out. Order now using the code BARK20 for an exclusive 20% discount. KINGKANINE.com, King Calm CBD, and the rest of our natural cannabidiol products. King Canine, for natural pet wellness inside and out.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oil, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or delicious ice cream sandwiches. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road between Jog and the Turnpike. We are the #1 sellers of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
This is the radio show people talk about all week long. This
And hi, Mike.
is Cannabis Life Radio.
All right, so,
You're on the air.
We're getting into what are we talking about, Leon? Here, what are we getting into?
First of all, welcome to Cannabis Life Radio. I'm Leon Hamilton, along with Arby Barroso and the missing Cheryl Murray Powell. She vanished.
In Jamaica.
She went to Jamaica, and
she didn't vanish. She
Oh, she
actually
didn't?
really enjoyed herself out in
Yeah.
Jamaica. Making contacts, and went to a Rastafarian concert.
Yeah.
Was testing products.
Yeah.
So we'll hear all about it next week, actually.
Nice. All right. We want to go into what we were talking about originally about what happened with Jeff Sessions when he decided.
That's your boy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
your
my
dog.
boy. Him and Pigman. Those are my boys.
Pigman. I mean, I don't think
is
the
number
listeners
one.
know who Pigman is.
Pigman.
Can you give a quick
All right.
synopsis?
All right.
on who
Let me
Pigman
give
is?
the history of Pigman. Pigman is a state senator, correct? He's a senator, or is he a representative? He's a senator. Yeah. No, representative.
He's one of
He's
those.
a state rep, okay, and he
And
is,
a doctor.
and a doctor,
And a doctor.
and a former Marine, and he is very vocal about his anti-cannabis viewpoints.
Yes.
And one day on social media, he started tormenting people online on another Facebook page that wasn't even his, and started calling people out and saying that they were drug addicts. You only want to smoke pot because you want to get high. You're a loser. Basically, those kind of things. This is
now this gentleman was on the board of advisors
Right.
for the state to pass the
Yes.
Amendment 2
He
and
was-
the regulations.
Right. He was one of the people that was in charge of the regulations.
Correct.
So anyway, he started challenging people back and forth. I said something to him. He said something to me back. And then 2 hours later, he's driving the wrong way down the road, completely drunk off of his what, and
Wine?
Wine. He had a bottle of wine in his lap. And
He said he didn't know.
Right, but he did because it's in the video.
Yeah.
I seen the video. And now all of a sudden, after he reaches the point of getting charged for the DUI, all of a sudden the charges, poof, they vanish.
What did they do?
They poof, they vanished
Oh,
away.
wow.
But for
I wanna
you and
do
me,
that.
yeah,
Poof.
for you and me, if we get caught with a bottle of wine, half drunk, and driving down the wrong side of the road or whatever, we're going to jail and we're going to stay there for a while, and it's not going to poof.
It's not going to puff and go
So
away.
anyway, Pigman, we want him on the show.
That would be great. That would
And-
actually be an amazing
Yeah.
thing if we could actually. We'll fly you down.
Yeah,
We'll put
Pigman,
we'll
please.
put him in a hotel, and we don't want to have a nasty. We want to
No,
have.
I wanna talk to him.
We want to talk to naysayers, basically. So what I've always said is we don't want yes people. We
Right.
want people that are have a different mentality on what hemp is
Right.
or CBD is or cannabis is.
Yeah.
We want to be able to have an educated conversation.
Yeah.
Where we could actually explain to them they
Without
could give
name
us-
calling. That was what was
100%.
going on.
I mean,
He
we
was
don't
acting
do that
crazy,
here. We don't do that here.
It's very
So,
strange.
so we try to be. We're going to be as professional.
You call me names all the time. What are you talking
But
about?
that's you though. It's
Oh.
a different thing. It's I could call you that.
Okay.
So the fact is that we want people to come in, and actually we had somebody who's sitting in the back who actually right now says that he's willing to possibly take a little bit of a challenge on that. He's for it, but he has maybe a little bit of different views. So maybe
For
we
what?
have somebody come in here and
He's going to talk about he doesn't like cannabis.
well, no, I wouldn't say that.
No.
That's pushing the envelope a little bit.
All right.
But the fact is that he might have a little bit of a different point of view.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we want to talk about all the action up on Capitol Hill up in D.C.
We want to shout out the people that are actually really supportive of,
Right.
of the bill.
Okay. So Cory Booker is the main one with the big one. He's
Yeah,
the,
Cory Booker's good people.
Basically, what is it? The Legalization Act,
He-
Carriers
yes,
Act,
yes.
and the Marijuana Justice Act. Okay.
Which explain to the people what that is.
It's basically, what does it do? It protects medical marijuana businesses. It
Well, there's a couple acts. Let me help you out here.
right. I got a bunch of them too.
And we're going to go over the names of the representatives because we've always said call your representatives.
Right.
That's the only way we're going to be able to make changes in this.
Right.
Is by making them hear what we're talking about and what our point of view is and the opportunities that cannabis, hemp, and CBD bring to the industry for
Right.
jobs and everything else.
Right.
They're trying to change. Excuse me. They're doing basically the marijuana revenue, which is would allow for people to use
Banking.
real banking.
Right.
Then the other one, the one that you're talking about, Cory Booker,
Right.
is people that have been arrested for cannabis.
Yeah.
And that are have a record and now can't participate in this industry,
Right.
but probably have more experience and more talent.
Well, obviously.
More talent and more experience,
Yeah.
and it's right.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing thing that should be passed for the fact that if you've ever been convicted of having a joint or
Right.
bag
Yeah.
of chronic or whatever you want to whatever they call it, because there's different types. The fact is that it shouldn't go on your record. It should be expunged.
Yeah.
It's not a hardcore criminal, but yet people are serving hard time.
Right.
And that's really the problem, is people serving hard time that are in jail today when when cannabis is legal in 29 states, one way or the other, hopefully more than 40 and very soon to come.
Yeah.
And you got people in jail right now, and you
Yeah.
still have people getting arrested. Right now, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Arrest for CBD.
Yeah.
5,700 arrests. They've had 22 people die in jail. 22 people this year die in jail because they're overpopulated in Nebraska. And that's
Ridiculous.
sad because
Yeah.
the last one that just happened was a 22-year-old young man who wrote a bad check. He was put in a cell with a convicted killer. All right? The guy said, if you don't get him out of my cell, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
They didn't get him out of the cell, and the gentleman killed this 22-year-old young man for writing a bad check.
Wow.
Because they're overpopulated in the prison systems in
Yeah.
Nebraska, because they have 5,700 arrests, not including all the other issues that these Midwestern states have with opiate addiction
Yeah.
and everything else. That's a problem.
Right.
So we need people as House representatives, we need people like Cory Booker to stand up and fight for people's rights,
Right.
especially with something that's already legal in more than half of of the United States.
Well,
So that's a big problem.
Yeah, and if people from the other side of the aisle start, practicing what they preach, maybe they would agree with Cory Booker and start getting this stuff done. Rand Paul is the only one that I know of that's
No,
been that
there's-
way.
there's- there's-
From the. Let me finish my sentence before you
no,
say
but don't
no.
say Ron Paul. Ron Paul, everybody knows Ron Paul
Not
smokes.
Ron. Rand.
Rand. And
Rand is-
Ron.
I'm talking about his son.
Rand
I'm talking
Ron.
about he's been
Rand.
He's been positive as far as cannabis being a non-federal issue since he got to the Senate. That's what I was trying to say.
All right,
Not
go
that he.
I love frustrating you.
All right. Well, whatever. The main thing that we ought to think about is that that we've got tons of different bills being introduced, tons of different people going from one side of the aisle to the other to back this up, because Jeff Sessions is out of control. So what we need to remember is not only do we need to support these people that are supporting these bills, but we need to watch what happens with the budget deal next week. What they have to do, this is what's going to happen. They have to pass a budget, and for now, both bills, and one in the House, one budget bill in the Senate, both have protections similar to the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment.
Okay.
So it will be reverted back to the 2014 Farm Bill, where hemp businesses and cannabis businesses are protected. that's the way it's supposed to work. If both sides come to an agreement, both in the House.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think they're going to pass a budget, and I think that's going to be left in because I think that people are so outraged over what happened last week with Jeff Sessions, they're not going to mess with it at all. That's what I think.
And the good thing about that, and you called it, people came out and spoke.
Yeah.
You know, even on the hemp side, you have these 28 congressmen, 6 of them that are Republican, 22 that are Democrats, going and basically saying that the DEA overreached on CBD and cannabidiol, that it shouldn't be a Schedule I narcotic, that there is a farm bill in place that was put in specifically for economic growth, bringing farmers back, jobs and opportunities. So that's important because that's going to be heard on February 15th.
Right.
So in less than a month, around a month from now, that's going to be heard.
Yeah.
And they're trying to pass that amendment to make sure that that's not scheduled. We should have some type of regulations. I mean, everything needs to have some type of regulations because people just get crazy.
Right.
But at least workable regulations.
Right.
People that could get in the business, do it right, provide a good product, and go from there.
Right.
So February is a big month. February is definitely going to be a big month.
Yeah. What else is going on in February?
I don't know. Where are you going in February?
I'm staying here. I ain't going anywhere.
You should go on vacation.
I don't go on vacation. I can't go on vacation.
All right. Well.
I'm very busy doing radio
And
shows.
you're ignoring Steph. I mean,
Yeah,
Steph,
I want to. Well, she's on her computer. I want to talk to her about more about
ahead.
terpenes.
Go ahead, talk.
No, I don't want to talk about
No, you
terpenes.
go.
I want to talk about some of the people that are in Florida that are pro cannabis. We've got who? Carlos Guillermo Smith. Correct.
Yeah, call them out. You could read it out. I mean, it's
Well,
a lot
yours-
of names for you. Here you go.
Okay.
I'll hold it up for you.
All right. Thanks.
There you go.
Manny Diaz.
Okay.
We know him.
Yes.
Matt Willett. Representative Al Jaquette.
We know Al Jaquette. I saw him on,
Right.
on Facebook
Senator
yesterday.
Farmer, Senator Bobby Powell, and Senator Brayan. There's more that are not on here, but
Senator Thurston.
Thurston's definitely.
Yeah.
We've had meetings with Thurston.
Yeah.
Really, really good guy.
What you
Shevin
wanna do
Jones, House Representative,
is go to-
is there. So
is use your Facebook page and find your state representatives.
and call them.
Call them. Do
Find
not
out-
email
find
them.
out- but
Do
find
not
out where
Facebook
they
post.
stand.
Yeah.
Well, find out
tell
where
them
they
where
stand.
you stand.
Well, first find out where they stand
Yeah.
because you're going to want to have that conversation with them,
Right.
especially if you're in their district.
Right.
If you're in the district of us, representative or senator that is not for the bill or not for some type of, pushing this amendment forward
Right.
that 6 million people voted for,
Right.
71% of the population here in Florida did, call that your representative. Call them. Because if you email them, they're not going to pay attention to it. Brandis, as I see right here, Jeff Brandis, what somebody just wrote right now on Facebook.
Yeah.
And make sure that you reach out to them and let them know that their vote is contingent on where they sit on this vote.
We're
on this amendment.
We're missing Matt Getz on here too.
Because the fact is that we need this to move forward.
Yeah.
We need this industry to open up and be and have people work in it and grow this.
Right.
We need to make sure that people have access to flour, which is a joke.
Right.
The fact is
Big
that they're not allowing people to have flour. This industry would not grow if flour is not allowed.
So what's happening with that? Is there's a court case coming up? I know that 10,000 people filed lawsuits against the state of Florida for not allowing flour to be used in people's homes, even though it's in the Constitution. How long do you think it's going to be before flour is available to smoke in Florida?
Where's your opinion on this, Steph?
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough call, but hopefully in the next year. I mean, we're still
I
waiting.
better do
I
it
know.
faster than that.
Well,
I
it
can tell
is,
you
it
that
is-
right
listen,
now.
Everybody's in Tallahassee right now fighting for it. So, hopefully
it is
sooner
a
rather than
voting
later.
year.
Yeah.
It is a voting year.
Yeah.
It is
so-
a voting year, so there's
And
gonna
people are
be-
angry.
Absolutely, people are angry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been proven that whole plant flour is,
Yeah.
the
And people
people's
have,
medicine.
and they should have the right to consume it any way they want to. They should,
Absolutely.
this is silliness.
Absolutely.
Silly.
Silly, I tell you.
Absurd.
All right.
What
So
else
what else
you
we
got
got to
for me?
talk on? Where's my cue cards?
I don't know. You're sweating, boy, today. Goodness
dying.
gracious.
I'm dying.
I gotta kind of help you roll through this.
I'm missing Cheryl.
So what are you trying to say about Steph? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
sorry,
not
Steph.
nice.
I'm not
Sorry,
good
Steph.
enough?
That's not
No,
nice.
that's not the case at all. It's not the case at all. Cheryl fills in more talking space.
No, she's,
In other words,
she
she
excels
takes the
in
nervousness
that.
away
She
from him.
excels
Yes,
in
that's what
that.
it is. It makes me-
Yes,
yeah.
Cheryl
It
does
makes you
excel in that.
nervous. Well, we're gonna go to commercial either which way, so you'll be able to get a towel. Somebody got a towel for this
I'm gonna
gentleman.
go take the shower.
Somebody got
I'm
a
gonna
shower.
Go use the shower, and that's the
Yeah,
one that's in the
we need a
restroom.
towel for this guy. Why don't you take us out, Leon?
All right, you are currently tuned to Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by Green Roads World.
As a loving pet owner, you want to treat your senior dog for dysplasia, neuropathy, and joint discomfort with minimal traditional chemical medication. And as loving pet owners, we at King Canine agree, and we're excited to make our signature CBD line available to you. Derived from all-natural cannabidiol compounds, lab-tested, non-GMO, plant-based, cutting-edge King Calm CBD reduces inflammation and discomfort naturally, and even reduces anxiety from fireworks and thunderstorms. Go to KingCanine.com. That's KingKanine for details. And browse a full line of products like King Comb De-Shedder, King Calm Balm, and King Clean Shampoo for pet wellness inside and out. Order now using the code BARK20 for an exclusive 20% discount. KingKanine.com. King Calm CBD and the rest of our natural cannabidiol products. King Canine for natural pet wellness inside and out.
Across the states or across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oil to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember. The Hemp Kings.
The Hemp King.
Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions uses natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our pain blaster hemp cream has now gone to the extreme.
Extreme?
Extreme!
Extreme!
New Pain Blaster Extreme Cream delivers even more relief, even faster! The best hemp products at the best prices delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com!
TheHempKings.com.
Green Roads World is recognized as one of the world's leading suppliers of CBD products, and Cannabis Life Radio is giving away Green Roads CBD products every week. To join, just tune in on our Facebook Live broadcast every Saturday morning at 10 and follow the instructions on air and in the comment section. Cannabis Life Radio is teaming up with Green Roads World to give you free CBD. Good luck from Cannabis Life Radio and Green Roads World.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oil, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or delicious ice cream sandwiches. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road between Jog and the Turnpike. We are the #1 sellers of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
Nobody covers cannabis news like Cannabis Life Radio. Nobody.
I'm here, my friend. Don't worry. It'll be all right. You are currently tuned to Cannabis Life Radio. Yeah, we're on the air, and I'm talking to you. Woo, they left me alone in the studio. Yeah. Welcome to Cannabis Life Radio. Leon Hamilton, along with R.B. Barroso. And Cheryl Murray Powell. And a cast of thousands. And we are going to talk about Jeff Sessions. We're going to talk about, what are you doing? Is this my cue card now? All right. I like the last part. What am I supposed to read that for? All right, we're going to have a guest on. Are we going to replace you? Are you going to come in here too?
Oh, we can come here?
Yeah. You guys can share. Oh, you're going to come over here? Well, you're not going to be on camera. We want you on camera. Yeah, we want you on camera, my friend. Daniel Sparks, Director of Government Affairs with Biotech THC, which is a very well-known company in the cannabis industry.
Man, what's wrong with
Well,
you?
we're trying to do a professional radio program, and everybody left me. So
We really wanted you to sweat, but
look at your chair. Look,
empty.
empty.
There's
Totally
a ghost.
empty. Yeah. So talk to Daniel Sparks. We want to talk to Daniel Sparks
Mr. Daniel Sparks.
about Jeff Sessions and what's going on with him.
Well,
You got to get a little closer to the microphone, my friend. You have to caress it. Caress it with your voice.
Stop that.
Caress it.
That
my
doesn't
friend.
sound right.
Well, you
Thanks
have
for
to get
having me
close.
on.
You have to. These microphones, you have to be close. You
Gotta
know.
be close and personal.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So
Go
what's
ahead.
up, Daniel? Talk to us.
Talk to us.
Where are you at? You have plenty of knowledge on this, and
Yes.
I was introducing you earlier to somebody. Daniel Sparks has BioTrack, which is a seed to sale software, which is also important in this industry. Making sure that everything is tracked. So if the day we can regulate it, like alcohol, we create the taxes and income for the states themselves. So that's the software. But I know that you have a lot of knowledge in what's going on in the back end of it. Why don't you share with the viewers where that's at? Well, what you can share with us at least.
Absolutely. So the Cole memo was guidance that was released by Deputy Attorney General James Cole under the Obama administration. And that memorandum was essentially guidance for U.S. attorneys in every state. And in that guidance, it said that if states follow these 8 directives, that they would not be an enforcement priority for the U.S. Department of Justice.
Right.
And within that, within those directives were preventing diversion to other states, keeping it out of the hands of unintended minors,
Right.
preventing money laundering, so
Okay.
preventing licensed businesses being a pretext for criminal enterprises, preventing drug driving and impaired driving, and really, BioTrack THC is an embodiment of that guidance.
Right.
So we provide seed-to-sale tracking systems for state governments and also for licensed businesses within those state programs. And what Jeff Sessions recently did is he rescinded that guidance. So what does that mean? That means that under a new administration, under the Trump administration, Jeff Sessions is our Attorney General, and he has the right and the discretion to say that this previous guidance is no longer controlling.
Wow.
Now, the practical effect of that may not be as severe as some people think it might be.
Right.
So this was not law. This was not a Supreme Court mandate. This was merely guidance that states that were creating these programs had to follow.
Right.
And really, states like Colorado, Washington, their leadership has come out and said that, or the U.S. attorneys in those states have come out and said that they're going to continue to exercise their prosecutorial discretion, which is what Jeff Sessions recommended.
But kind of leaves everything open. So if you have a rogue state attorney, they could just prosecute if they want, basically.
Well, if you have a state like Colorado, and they amended their constitution to create medical and adult use cannabis, sales, production, all the above. The leadership in those states are obligated to fulfill the will of the citizens of the state, right? So if somebody's breaking the law, if somebody is not following the rules and not complying, then they're an enforcement priority, regardless of it's a medical, recreational, whatever the case. So in states like Colorado, you have their government agencies, the Med, you have the state attorney within that state, you have senators within that state saying that this is a conflict that needs to be resolved. We have licensed businesses that are complying with the law and paying their taxes and using seed-to-sale tracking every gram, every sale.
They're regulating themselves, basically. So, because I know there's not a lot of enforcement. I mean, they're there. They once a year they go after people, doing illegal grows in certain facilities, which we're always for regulations. So we could make sure that people are actually coming out and making sure that they're doing the right thing, because the plant itself should be regulated some way or another. From what you're extracting, from what you're allowing people to smoke or ingest or stuff like that. And does this kind of like eliminate that by the Cole memo, or just really doesn't have any type of regulations? Does it force people to use third-party testing and stuff like that? Does that have anything to do with it or no?
Not necessarily, no. This is really just guidance for federal U.S. attorneys within these states
Okay.
that are going to enforce the law, enforce the federal law. So it's a conflict. It's definitely conflictual. There's a conflict between federal law and a lot of U.S. states regarding cannabis. This is a Schedule I drug under federal law, but you have a lot of states that the citizens in those states want this. They want this medicine. They want the right to choose what they put in their body as adults, and they're voting for it.
Let me. I got David Phillips. Good question. He says, "What are Sessions' reasons for going against the Cole memo?"
I think I know.
Well, I mean, this is a question. Good question. I mean, obviously, it obviously is. So
What's your theory?
what's your theory behind the
His
fact?
weird
good question,
obsession
Dave.
with cannabis while criminals are running around in the government and outside the government. He's worried about pot smokers. Why do you think that is? Tell us.
I think that
Tell us, damn it!
Tell us!
Tell us! I want to know.
I wish I really did know the answer.
Come on, you know the
Come on,
answer.
say it.
Stop
Say
it.
Say it. You know what it is.
All right, cover his face. Let's blur him.
Yeah. Then go ahead and say it. Now go ahead.
I think that Jeff Sessions is clearly against cannabis, either in medical, adult use. I think that California legalizing recreational
Pissed him off.
on January 1st, and maybe some news outlets somewhat celebrating that fact.
CNN, we know, with a nice spliff and
Yeah,
fatty
some
on.
bong hits. Bong hits on New Year's.
Nationally broadcast, so someone like Jeff Sessions, who's very much against it, maybe he took that as a
Yeah.
personal affront.
Yeah. What's your theory?
I could agree with that.
What's your theory?
My theory?
Yeah.
I think it's way bigger than that. I think pharma's involved with this whole
Yeah.
situation, and pharma would love to schedule this.
Yeah.
That's really what they would love, because then that would give them the right to do whatever the hell they want,
Right.
just like cocaine's a
Make
Schedule
more money.
II
Yeah.
and everything else, because there's MDMA.
Yeah.
I was reading an article today. MDMA is it's on third phase 3 for PTSD.
Right. It's almost about to be approved
so
as a
it's
drug.
about to be approved for PTSD.
Yeah.
Why not cannabis?
I think we know
why
It's
not
about money, my friend.
Why
It's
not
always about money.
cannabis? Because cannabis grows. You could grow it in your backyard.
Yes.
You could do whatever you want. That MDMA, you got to create some type of synthetic.
Right.
For post traumatic stress. I'm not saying I'm against it. For that type of use, anything that would help our soldiers or people that are suffering for post traumatic stress is beneficial. But the fact is that we have the golden ticket right in front of us, and it's a plant, and it's natural,
Yeah.
and it grows from Mother Earth. And the fact is that when I was reading that, is just really, it's backwards.
Right.
It's completely backwards. So obviously, pharma has a big saying in how this plant's going to move forward. We're trying as the people, and again, we've always said, if something happens that we don't stand out and win this fight,
Yeah.
it's our fault.
Yeah.
Because we have the majority of the people in the United States, 61 total population is for it,
Right.
and over 50% of the states that are not legal right now or recreational are over 70%
Right.
in favor of this. Especially for people going to jail, ruining some 18-year-old kid's life or 20-year-old kid's life that's going to college. We've had interviews like that. Where somebody gets arrested for, half an ounce or something like that. Next thing you know, they're fighting. They don't have the money to fight it. It goes on as a criminal record. That affects them going to whatever university they're going to go to. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
These are the things that, Cory Booker's, HR 1227, if I'm not mistaken, is what he's trying to do. And that's ending prohibition. But those are the things that we're going to have to fight for.
Right.
For it to go forward. And of people that are listening to us right now, I know we've always said, call your representatives, make your voice heard, create a group, whether it starts off with 2. Our company, Green Road, started off with 2 people.
Yeah.
Today we're 60.
Yeah.
You know, that's not including, you know, TFC marketing that has grown from 3 to 20.
Yeah.
You know, we're employing people. Cannabis, hemp-derived, CBD is an employment opportunity for everyone.
Yep.
From marketing to making design in bags, designers, you know, flyers. There's a million different ways to get in this industry and never, ever touch a plant. And those are the things that we need to fight for. So if we lose, shame on us, because the fact is that we have the opportunity to reach to all the representatives, all the senators, have our voices heard, and go from there.
All right.
And if we don't do it, then really it falls back on us.
Well, I think the reason that he's doing it is money. I think that he's associated with the private prison industry and the tobacco industry, and he's just paying back buddies. That's what my theory is. It has nothing to do with pharma as far as he's concerned. It has to do with private prisons and big tobacco. That's my...
Mathis Parker right now just said 14,000 people yearly die from tobacco, 450,000 people, 0 on cannabis.
Yeah.
You know, we have people dying every day. I was watching a show the other day. We have 5 people die per hour, if I'm not mistaken, on opiate addiction and heroin addiction. Wow. You know, those are thousands of people a year.
Yeah.
You know, cannabis doesn't kill no one.
Right.
And the fact is for them not to allow it, it's because pharma is the #1 donor, or one of the #1 donors to all these guys that get in office.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure that they're involved and create their synthetics and stuff like that.
Well, it's a big club, and we're not in it. That's what it is.
We're going to be
these
in
people,
it.
These people that
you
are...
You may not be in it, but I'm passing that red rope. I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm not in any clubs. But I'm talking about the people that are moving from, you know, the some sort of legislative position in the FDA. They move over to a pharmaceutical company. The pharmaceutical companies send their representatives, and they're all intertwined. It's all a big family. It's all a big game, and we ain't playing.
We're coming in, breaking in, and we're crashing the party. No, we're crashing the party. Yeah. There's no other way around it. We're crashing the party by people like Daniel from Seed to Sale. We're creating those regulations.
Right.
The fact is that it's not like it's a Wild West. We're trying to put things in place for people to be able to create jobs, do banking, have a merchant account. You know, just this, you know, like we said, First Green Bank pulled out, excuse me, from the nurseries. Where are they going to bank? You know, where are these people that are trying to get this industry moving forward? Where are they going to bank? You know, I know another company that doesn't even touch the plant that lost their banking because they test products. You know, these things, that's looking out for the people that are actually ingesting this product from Amendment 2, and the laboratory ends up losing a bank. You know, that makes absolutely no sense to me when they're saying it's all about the people and we want to make sure that they're doing the right thing, but yet, you know, somebody who actually tests the products ends up losing their bank account. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense to me.
Well, they're throwing, like Cheryl says, they're throwing up as many roadblocks as they can, you know, just to slow down the process, because they don't want people to get better. They want people to stay sick and not die. They don't want you to die. They want you to stay sick and continue to consume pharmaceutical drugs and to continue to pay your insurance money, to continue to use the hospital as an emergency room for emergency situations, so you can continue to feed the beast. And that's what's going on.
I got someone here that says, where do you get the facts from everyone doesn't want to just get high? From Captain Rose. Absolutely. Not everybody wants to get high. And that's a fact. A lot of people don't want to medicate. You know, I medicate with my CBD. I'm not somebody who medicates with the plant. That's my choice.
No comment.
But I don't want other people.
I'm not saying a word about myself.
We know all about you.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, we don't want other people. We don't want to make that judgment on somebody else. You know, if they need something like that, there is beneficial properties on that side too. So, you know, it should just be, again, back to that. Regulate, make sure we tax it like alcohol, and let's put certain regulations so we could grow this business, help people get better. Actually, we had, just to bring a quick story up, we had somebody fly in from Ecuador, and on the way to the airport, they saw 3 signs for Baptist Hospital, you know, that they treat cancer. Mm-hmm. You know, that's sickening to me, because now, you know, it's a business to them. You know, they want people to get sick. They want to give you chemotherapy. They want to be able to give you all the drugs that get attached to it. When I went and heard Montel Williams with his family member, basically it's $150,000, you know, per treatment. is what the insurance companies pay per one treatment,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, that it's a huge business opportunity for these people to keep people sick.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sad.
I used to have to go to the oncologist when I was real sick, and I used to spend. I never saw the bills because I had top-notch insurance, and I never saw the bills until one time I was in the hospital, and I asked the doctor, the oncologist that I was seeing, what my treatment cost every week, and it was unbelievable. It was like $3,000 every week just for my treatment.
They were getting paid.
Yeah, they were getting paid a lot of money, and it really wasn't anything. It was like a phlebotomy and a basic blood
Rectum.
treatment. No rectum. no rectum involved in my treatment. Thank you, sir. So what do you think is going to happen, Daniel? What do you think was going to happen with Jeff Sessions? Do you think he's going to survive this? I think he's going to be fired.
He's been calling for his firing now for a bit.
Oh, me too. Since
No.
January 20th of last year. That's what I've been. So
go ahead.
What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know whether or not he'll be fired. I think that with those memorandum being rescinded, you're going to see states like Maine slow the implementation of their adult use program. You see, like you mentioned, First Green Bank, they're in the process of being acquired, and as a condition of them being acquired, the acquiring bank was mitigating their risk.
Right.
Wow. So that's what happened. I didn't know the story behind it. So they were getting acquired, and for them to be acquired, they said, you got to drop all these
Drop
accounts.
the cannabis.
I don't know if that was as simple and plain as it was.
Well, I
but
mean, just as broad, yeah.
My assumption is that those are high-risk accounts.
Right.
So if I was looking to purchase a bank, I would want to mitigate my risk by not going against recent developments at the federal level.
Right, but the reason that there's a risk is
Sad.
because of the federal government. That's the risk. If they weren't coming down on people that had money, that were making money on cannabis, there wouldn't be a risk. Correct?
I agree.
Okay.
He needs to be careful with his
I
answers.
know. I
You can
understand.
see
I
it. You
can see
him
his
walking
eyes.
there.
I can see the gears every
He's
time I
walking-
ask him a question. He's like,
walking that tightrope. He's
should
got
I
the balance
say
beam,
this?
and he's like, well,
Yeah.
should I answer that? Should I not?
But I'm trying to get him in trouble. You notice? I'm trying to get him to say
Don't
something.
do that.
No,
He's
I'm not.
He's a guest.
I'm trying to create a highlight. That's
Always-
how you do broadcasting.
Let's get in a fight.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to create some virality.
No, these are great questions.
Right.
And I think that Jeff Sessions coming out against previous guidance is going to chill some progress, specifically in the financial realm for cannabis and cannabis businesses.
Yes. You notice that when President Trump had the getaway last weekend at Camp David, which, by the way, is not a shithole also. Camp David, he didn't invite Jeff Sessions. Every single cabinet member was there except Jeff Sessions. I'm telling you, he's fired. He's done. January 20th. I guarantee it. Personal guarantee. Have I ever
You're
been
guaranteeing
wrong?
that?
Have I ever been wrong?
All right, you're gonna have to come in your underwear with a tank top. If,
All right.
if that doesn't
if
happen.
if he is still
And
the attorney.
I have thousands of people that are
All
going to
right.
hold you to this.
Okay, so if he's still the attorney general, let's give me an extra 10 days. Give me until the end of January.
End of January?
Okay, January 30th.
Okay, you're going to
If-
come in with boxers on and a tank top.
Boxers and a tank top. I will do
Boxers
the
and a
entire
tank top.
program. And you know what? I won't sweat. That will be.
Well, that'll be a good
That'll
thing.
be a benefit.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing to watch you in a tank top and boxers.
It's nice.
I don't know if that's a plus.
Oh, it'll be a plus.
I should take
Trust
that
me.
back.
Ratings through the roof. Through the roof. Yes.
All right, take us out. Let's go
All
to
right.
let's go to commercial break real
We
quick.
have to take a commercial break, but before we do, I want to talk to you about Arby's mail sack. I have to tell you about Arby's mail sack.
That day, if you do lose, I don't want anything about my sack.
All right, Arby's Mail Sack is where you turn in your questions through our Facebook feed or through our email address and to ask us about CBD or cannabis. And Arby will use his mass knowledge, his all the accrued knowledge that he has accrued through the years in the cannabis industry and help you through your questions.
Oh, you're so nice.
Thanks. You are currently tuned to Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by
Green Roads World.
Green Roads World World is recognized as one of the world's leading suppliers of CBD products, and Cannabis Life Radio is giving away Green Road CBD products every week. To join, just tune in on our Facebook Live broadcast every Saturday morning at 10 and follow the instructions on air and in the comment section. Cannabis Life Radio is teaming up with Green Road's World to give you free CBD. Good luck from Cannabis Life Radio and Green Road's World.
Across the state to across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oil to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember. The Hemp Kings.
The Hemp King.
Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions uses natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our Pain Blaster Hemp Cream has now gone to the extreme.
Extreme?
Extreme!
Extreme!
New Pain Blaster Extreme Cream delivers even more relief, even faster! The best hemp products at the best prices delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com!
TheHempKings.com.
As a loving pet owner, you want to treat your senior dog for dysplasia, neuropathy, and joint discomfort with minimal traditional chemical medication. And as loving pet owners, we at King Canine agree, and we're excited to make our signature CBD line available to you. Derived from all-natural cannabidiol compounds, lab-tested, non-GMO, plant-based, cutting-edge King Calm CBD reduces inflammation and discomfort naturally, and even reduces anxiety from fireworks and thunderstorms. Go to KingCanine.com, that's KingKanine for details, and browse a full line of products like King Comb De-Shedder, King Calm Balm, and King Clean Shampoo for pet wellness inside and out. Order now using the code BARK20 for an exclusive 20% discount. KingKanine.com, King Calm CBD, and the rest of our natural cannabidiol products. King Canine, for natural pet wellness inside and out.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oil, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or delicious ice cream sandwiches. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road between Jog and the Turnpike. We are the #1 sellers of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
This is the radio show people talk about all week long. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
On the air. Cannabis Life Radio is on the air. This is Florida's original cannabis radio program. I'm Leon Hamilton along with Arby Barroso. Cheryl Murray Powell is on assignment in Jamaica. Jamaica. And we have special guests all day long.
This is
your
holding
cue.
me back. I'm just reading. I'm just trying to get.
My goodness.
We're having conversations here, and now all of a sudden you throw me on a hot mic, and I'm trying to have. I'm trying to read.
We're doing a show.
I'm trying to
We're
get
doing a live radio show.
We're looking at Alan Lee. Alan Lee, if you're still on right now.
Alan Lee.
I think he's a naysayer for whatever reason, but on your
He
page,
doesn't like cannabis?
I don't know, but on his
He just
page,
says people want to get high.
People just want to get high from cannabis. That's only use. That's what he's saying.
That's what he
well,
said.
I went to his page, and his page says, sign petition for cannabis. So what side are you on, Mr. Lee?
He's just
are
a
you
troll.
left? Are you right?
He's just a troll. He wants to be on the show. That's
He
all.
wants to be on the show. If you're local, we'll bring you in.
Yeah, but if it's not real, we don't want him in.
Yeah, that's true.
If he's fake,
He's
if
a
he's
fake-
fake news.
he's fake news.
Yeah, we don't want any fake news.
Sad.
Fake news.
It's very
Fake
sad.
news. We'll have a fake news episode.
We don't need any of that. Hey, what's going on with the other stuff that we wanted to talk about with some of the stuff that's going on in like Washington State is overproduced the amount of cannabis. It's causing a big deal with the level of pricing, and also people are risking a lot, going to jail because now they're exporting it to other states.
Well, we won't get too far into that.
Right.
But the fact is that the black market has increased since we've passed Amendment 2.
Right. Here in Florida.
Here in Florida has increased. Oregon, going on both sides. They gave out 200 licenses for hemp. Which is they got a lot of biomass there for people that are extracting oil. But again, and we don't have a problem with that, because the fact is that the people that are going to perform and work every day and work hard at their business are going to succeed.
Right.
So that's going to win in any style business. That's you know, that's the layout. You work hard, you get the right people around you, you build an amazing team, and you become successful.
Yeah.
Again, this is a business where everybody wants to get into. Everybody thinks it's that easy, so they'll go out and drop $50,000, think that they're going to go grow in a house or do a medical, and next thing you know, they're holding on to 10 or 15 pounds that they can't sell to the dispensaries because the dispensaries don't want it, because it might not be good enough for them to sell to the consumer.
Right.
It might not have tested right, so they don't want it, because a lot of the bigger dispensaries out in Colorado, the guys are doing right. They test. They want good product.
Right.
You know, that's the way you get a consumer in. You know, whether it's recreational or medical, they want, you know, the best product. Quality products.
Right.
So when you have, you know, 100 people trying to do the same thing, you know, you're only going to have 5 or 7 people that are going to be successful that are selling to the dispensaries, because they're taking their time and they're having high quality products created.
Right.
So yeah, there's always going to be a over fluctuation, and that's where regulations come in.
Right.
You know, that's where really everything starts to come down, because either you got to use a clean room, you got to use certain organic material to grow the plant, you know, you got to get a third-party lab tested. These are the things that are going to help regulate the industry, where it's going to push people into different sides of the industry, but it's going to regulate enough to the best are going to be successful.
Yeah.
You know, the winners are the ones that sleep, you know, 4 hours a night. They get up in the morning, they read, they get educated, and they push their agenda forward, and they stick to one agenda.
Right.
And they're not thinking about just the money. You know, when you start just thinking about just the money, you know, typically you're going to fail.
Right.
You know, and it's a failure.
The
Now
quality's going to go down for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you have good people that believe in what you're doing, and you're doing something good, and the good always pays off.
Yeah.
You know, that's a win-win formula that I've seen since I've been in business, and since I was 16 years old and I'm 47. You got to dedicate yourself to what you're doing and put all your effort into that, and you'll be successful.
Yeah.
So when you know, getting back to, yeah, of course, you know, you have a lot of people growing all over the country.
Right.
You know, so
Well, why do you suppose it's happening there and it's worse?
I mean, I've never been to Oregon, so I can't really call that out. I've never visited there. I've had a couple friends of mine that have licenses there. You know, I don't know. I know that they're very strict about, you know, making sure that the dispensaries have some type of regulations in reference to, you know, dealing with the nurseries or something like that. So I can't give you the answer, because I don't know.
You know, it's Washington State, not Oregon.
Or Oregon,
You
whatever.
know, it's
One of
Washington.
those
Washington's
two.
messed up,
It's-
man.
it's far.
Because Washington,
It's too far for me.
Yeah.
Washington is the one that made the mistake with the CBD products when they went from medical to recreational. CBD was considered part of their medical marijuana program, and then when they switched it all to recreational, CBD was left out. So CBD was technically illegal in Washington for a while, because there were
crazy.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. So
Well, a lot of people don't know what they're doing.
right,
I mean, at times we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea why I'm even here half the time. I'm not even sure if I'm really here.
You're doing a great job today.
Thanks. Okay.
Did you take a shower?
Yes, I did. Why?
All right, just asking.
Do I smell
You
not
smell
fresh?
nice. You smell
It's because
fresh.
I've been sweating. Okay.
All right, so let's go, man. Move this along. Come
all right,
on, let's
all
go
right,
now.
Hang on. I need some water.
Oh boy,
It's really bourbon.
that's his bourbon.
Yeah, it's bourbon.
That's
okay.
bourbon.
So the next subject we wanted to talk about was what? We wanted to move on to talk about some of the stuff that's happening with the different plans that are going through the Congress, through Senate, and the House of Representatives. Like we said before, the budget plan is going to come in next week. Has to be done by January 19th. Both the House version of the budget and the Senate version of the budget both include verbiage similar to the Rohrabacher and Farr Amendment from 2014, right? 2014?
2014.
2014. So apparently, if they leave the bills the way they are and they just pass them without, going crazy on each other and, yelling and screaming.
Which they will.
Which they will, and, screaming and yelling, fake news. If they can just pass it the way that it is right now, both of those bills will come together, and medical marijuana and recreational marijuana states will be covered. But the problem with that, it's only covered until the next budget. That's why these people are trying to
Because they need to raise more money.
Right. Well, that's the whole reason. You notice that when they do the budget, they only do some things. We only do this for 6 months, and we'll only do that. That's because they want to revisit it and make it, a political football that they can go back and forth on. This needs to stop. That's the reason that most of these senators and congressmen are coming out with plans, because they don't want this to happen anymore. Because what happened the last time is CBD was legal according to the Farm Bill, correct?
Right.
And then
No.
well, it was less. What's the best way to look at it? It was less in limbo. It was more mainstream. It was left alone.
Right,
So,
but they've still come out and spoke out against it.
Right, that's what I was getting to. I'm
right,
trying
go
to
ahead.
tell a story.
All right, my bad. I'm sorry.
So we up until then it was legal, and then on the way out the door in the Obama administration, the DEA chief there described in a memo that CBD was technically the same as all other Schedule I drugs, and that threw CBD back into limbo. Everybody was, oh no, CBD is legal. What,
Oh, is it? Oh, no.
Oh no, Arby, Leon, what's going on? Are we legal? Da, da, da. So now it's back to the same thing again, because
Yep.
it's gonna be part of a budget deal instead of a law. It needs to be a law. We need to contact your representatives, and it's very simple to do. To go to town hall through your Facebook page.
Are you out of Facebook jail?
I'm out of Facebook jail, by the way. Yeah.
That's a story on its own.
Yes.
That is a story.
Well, it's only gonna last another week before I offend somebody else, and then I'll be back in Facebook jail for another month. Anyway, and then you look up Town Hall on Facebook, just type it into your search bar, and it will show you who your representatives are, and find the phone number and call them. Do not use the email address. Do not write them a letter. Call them. That's what they hate. That's what really gets what you want done.
That's such an important fact. Like we have to urge everybody to continue contacting the representatives, call them. Reach out to the senators until these laws are enacted and cannabis is actually protected, and we need to have access to the medicine that people need.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, that just opens up everything for the industry when you stop taking people to jail and spending millions, and just like Nebraska, which is something that we're going to be talking a little bit more about as we're involved over there. They're $1 billion. Upside down, that because of their jails and their arrests and everything else that's going on. That's not including the opiate addiction that's going on over there, which is extremely over the top. Between that, Virginia, West Virginia, Indiana. I'm looking at Stephen Piper, just basically saying, Indiana is with the problem. Kentucky has a serious, opiate addiction, and that's where actually Purdue, Johnson, all these guys, are at, and that's what they live off of. And that's really sad coming from somebody that had that issue and had that opiate addiction. It's once you get locked up in on that, it's extremely hard to break away, and the success to get away from something like that is emotionally draining. Could ruin your family. Definitely broke.
Yeah, it lingers with you forever. It affects your ability to get jobs in the future. And
absolutely. And actually do your job right. We're actually looking to do a show with TFC guys that are here on something similar to that, which is, we're going to show somebody who actually consumes and medicates, with cannabis or CBD, and then we're going to show people that medicate or just have, pills or Xanax or Valiums or stuff like that, and show the difference of what one thing does compared to the other.
Can I volunteer for this study?
No.
Is it going to be filmed?
Yes.
Okay, so people are going to take CBD. You're going to have like a control group. People are going to take CBD.
Yes.
Some people are going to take
CBD.
cannabis. Some people are going to get drunk.
Right.
And some people are going to smoke pod.
Correct.
And some people are going to do.
We're going to do one episode at a time. So we're going to attack first alcohol.
Okay.
So we're going to have somebody actually consume in a medical, somebody who has a red card.
Right.
To make sure we're legit.
So it's going to be one person does all
no, one person's going to have the red card. They're going to medicate, right?
Okay.
Then we're going to have somebody else have drinks.
Okay.
And then so after they finish medicating a full, let's say like a whole joint, let's say, but which is not, it'd be like a pen.
Right.
And then somebody goes and has 5 or 6 shots. So we're going to have some kind of comparison on that.
Okay.
Then we're going to give them a 6th grade math quiz.
Oh.
And then we're going to see how they function.
How their
After
changes
that.
or impairments.
Wow.
So we're going to see how impaired they are in reference to alcohol compared
Okay.
to cannabis.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Be careful with the alcohol thing.
Well, we're gonna sure.
Okay, because I've been involved in a couple of experiments live on the air with radio, and people actually got better when they were doing their responses with alcohol until they reached a certain
Only if
point.
they're an alcoholic.
Well, I think that's what happened because
when
it
your
was
tolerance level is like
well,
out
they
of
were all
control.
testing people's reactions, physically and all this stuff, and it was done in front of a live audience, and people started getting really upset and laughing. People were laughing but if you think about it, like when you're playing darts or pool in a bar, after a couple of beers, you're very good. I'm just saying. And
No,
then,
the problem is you
because the
think
stress
you're
and
very good.
anxiety
well, I'm
with it
just
a little
saying
bit.
that you might. Well, everybody gets a little better, and then it immediately falls down. So be prepared for the immediate little bit of improv.
Well, we want
improvement.
truth. We don't want fake news.
Right. No fake news.
No fake news here.
Okay, so that's going to be the experiment to see how CBD.
Well, CBD,
Is one of the-
cannabis, people that have prescriptions for Xanax, Valiums, those type of things.
Yeah.
Because again, you have even the veterans that are terrified that have to take prescription drugs,
Right.
and they rather be on cannabis.
Well,
But
yeah.
if they're on cannabis, they're scared to lose their disability.
Right.
They're
their
scared to
pension.
lose their right to carry and bear arms. So
Right.
those are the things that for me is just mind-boggling. Where you could go ahead and fill a whole bottle of OxyContin and Xanax and Valium,
Right.
and you could carry a weapon, but yet you can't carry a weapon, or they're thinking about not carrying a weapon if you medicate or are on the
Right.
registry for
Use cannabis.
for cannabis. Which
Even
is,
if you just have your card, they don't want you to have a gun.
absolutely,
no
which
sense.
makes no sense.
Right. What if they just use CBD products? That's so
Well, I mean,
silly.
not everybody wants to just use CBD products.
But that's what I'm saying. If they went and got their card and they only got CBD products with no THC, they would still
I
have to
gotcha.
give up their gun because it's the
Is
card.
are you 100% right on that?
It's only in Hawaii and Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania's governor says that that's fake news, so he's not going to
It
do
is
anything.
fake news.
But
All right,
Hawaii
so-
is.
So we want to clear that up. Make
right.
sure.
It's Hawaii is definitely true though.
It is true in
It
Hawaii.
is true in
so in
Hawaii.
Hawaii, if you have a red card, you cannot conceal.
Right. You cannot conceal. You can. Oh no, you can't own a gun.
You can't own a gun.
No,
At all.
You can't own a gun in Hawaii
Wow,
if you
I
have a
thought-
medical
I
card.
thought they were a little bit more liberal than that.
No, they're liberal. That's yeah.
So what happened there? I mean, which side are they on?
They are against people using cannabis with guns. So if you have a medicinal marijuana card in Hawaii, you cannot have a gun.
But yet they got a crystal meth problem that's absolutely mind-boggling to
Out
me.
of
Yeah,
Control.
crystal
Out
meth,
of control.
and they also have opioids there too. There.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's an issue there. All right.
So we're doing giveaways?
Yeah. What is going on with the giveaways?
I don't know. I don't know.
I want to hear about the
Nate,
giveaways. What do we
Nasser,
got? 500.
talk to us about the giveaway.
Yeah. What do you got?
Don't be shy. I mean,
500. $500.
for two people.
Why are you
Two
whispering?
people.
Wait a second.
250
$250.
each. So we're giving
gonna-
away
okay.
250 each to 2 listeners. More winners. All right, so we want more winners. Okay, and then
Okay,
how about
these-
the daily doses?
Are these winners right now? These two?
Those are
Oh,
today's winners.
we're already giving those away.
Oh, holy cow! We have 2 winners. What? Ding
Are
ding
you
dong.
serious? Okay, so there's two $250 winners. One
Okay.
is. Can I read them?
Absolutely.
All right.
I always assassinate the name, so you might as well take
I
over.
I want to get them a little closer to their actual names. Alana Sorensen, congratulations! You are the winner of a
Alana.
$250 gift certificate from Green Roads World. And Marissa Wooten, she has also won a $250 gift certificate from Green Roads World. Do you
Yes,
like
sir.
the way I say that?
Absolutely. That's why you say it all the time.
I know I like to say it. Green Roads World.
Absolutely.
We got Arby's Mail Sack coming up, and I want to talk about what's going on as far as coming up in the coming weeks on Cannabis
And
Life
I also
Radio.
want to go over the whole Facebook jail with you, because that's actually a marketing thing that we have, that we're trying. It's a shame that we're not working with Facebook and Instagram and all this other stuff.
Right.
We've lost our Instagram a couple times.
Right.
It's that Facebook's not allowing that type of stuff,
Right.
and you end up in Facebook jail.
I only ended up in Facebook jail. They sent me a really nasty letter, and it was actually written by a human. It wasn't.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure?
It was really written by a human.
Sure it wasn't
and
typed?
it contained insults,
Ooh.
which
No,
I
it did
really.
not. Stop it.
Specific insults.
Super Gabe.
Super Gabe?
He read it.
You read it?
He read it.
You read
it was,
the
it was kind of insulting. If I can find it, I'll
was
show it to you.
that kind of insulting, and using terminology to insult is a little different.
Well, basically, Facebook will never support anything that any kind of business to deal with cannabis. Consider this your final notice.
They all smoke, man.
Yeah.
They all
Well,
medicate.
it's San Francisco,
San,
right?
San
What do they
Francisco,
think?
everybody
I mean,
medicates.
come
But
on.
it's not them.
I mean,
It's
it's like 90%
it's
of
their
the
sponsors.
population.
It's their sponsors. That's what the deal is. I'm telling you.
Their sponsors, they don't need sponsors. They're billions of
Yeah,
dollars.
but they're
trillions.
getting sponsors. They have a lot of pharmaceutical. Look, there's an ad for a pharmaceutical right there on
Where?
your Facebook
Where?
page.
Where are they at?
Yeah, it's a bunch of pills.
Where's pills?
Oh no, that's a comment.
Oh.
All right.
Better get that straight.
All right.
Get off our feed if you represent pharma, unless you want to come and join us.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who's a pharmaceutical rep that's actually on our Facebook. We would give you a $100 gift certificate if you come and join us on Cannabis Life Radio.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear, how you go to a doctor's office and tell this doctor to prescribe these pills that in the beginning they were saying that was non-addictive, that this is going to heal you, this is going to help you with your pain. And I know a lot of people deal with pain, and people that are dealing with serious pain deserve those type of pills to get through whatever they're getting through, because there's a lot of people suffering from really, really bad pain. So it's not like we're completely against it, but when you're providing it to 397 million pills to a population of 11 million out of Ohio, that's a freaking problem.
Yeah.
So anybody who's listening right now or on Facebook that actually is a pharmaceutical rep, we'd love to have you here. If you're local, we'll have you come in. We'll give you a $100 gift certificate to your favorite restaurant, and we'd love to hear from you. So come and join us at Cannabis Life Radio, because we want to know what you're thinking.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. You know why?
I don't know.
I have to.
My
I
sack?
think, no, not because of your sack. Why do you keep saying that? We
I
have to
say that.
We have to get your mail sack ready.
Good. There you
Yes,
go.
your mail sack. That's totally different than what you
Well,
just said.
it's short term to sack to
All
mail.
right. Well, we have to go. We have to load it in because it's so
See,
full.
you get nervous. You're starting
It's so
to stutter.
full. Yeah, I'm
You're
stuttering.
stuttering prick.
You are currently tuned to Cannabis Life Radio, brought to you by
Green Roads World.
Green Roads World is recognized as one of the world's leading suppliers of CBD products, and Cannabis Life Radio is giving away Green Road CBD products every week. To join, just tune in on our Facebook Live broadcast every Saturday morning at 10 and follow the instructions on air and in the comment section. Cannabis Life Radio is teaming up with Green Roads World to give you free CBD. Good luck from Cannabis Life Radio and Green Roads World.
Across the state to across the country, the Hemp Kings is your online home for hemp oil products. From organic hemp oil to intense concentrates, there is only one name you need to remember. The Hemp Kings.
The Hemp King.
Our hemp cream pain blaster lotions uses natural essential oils to deliver hemp's natural pain reliever directly to the site of inflammation for long-lasting relief. Now, our Pain Blaster Hemp Cream has now gone to the extreme.
Extreme?
Extreme!
Extreme!
New Pain Blaster Extreme Cream delivers even more relief, even faster! The best hemp products at the best prices delivered anywhere in the continental U.S. TheHempKings.com!
TheHempKings.com.
As a loving pet owner, you want to treat your senior dog for dysplasia, neuropathy, and joint discomfort with minimal traditional chemical medication. And as loving pet owners, we at King Canine agree, and we're excited to make our signature CBD line available to you. Derived from all-natural cannabidiol compounds, lab-tested, non-GMO, plant-based, cutting-edge King Calm CBD reduces inflammation and discomfort naturally, and even reduces anxiety from fireworks and thunderstorms. Go to KingCanine.com. That's KingKanine for details. And browse a full line of products like King Comb De-Shedder, King Calm Balm, and King Clean Shampoo for pet wellness inside and out. Order now using the code BARK20 for an exclusive 20% discount. KingKanine.com. King Calm CBD and the rest of our natural cannabidiol products. King Canine for natural pet wellness inside and out.
Florida Home Grow is the state's #1 seller of hemp oil products. Stop by and check out their organic hemp oil, capsules, and pain-killing topical lotions. Enjoy a complimentary cup of fresh organic coffee when checking out our beautiful showroom. Florida Home Grow also carries unique hemp items like jewelry, soaps, clothing, and accessories. Don't forget to try refreshing natural lemonade or delicious ice cream sandwiches. Florida Home Grow is conveniently located on Lake Worth Road, road between Jog and the Turnpike. We are the #1 sellers of hemp oil products because our stuff works.
This is the radio show people talk about all week long. This is Cannabis Life Radio.
Do too much stuff. I do too much stuff around here.
Oh my goodness.
Cannabis Life Radio is Florida's original cannabis radio program. Leon Hamilton, along with R.B. Rosso.
Bleh.
Cheryl Murray Powell is in Jamaica, and we have special guests here.
Yes, we do.
Would you please introduce our guests?
He's never seen it. Mrs. Stephanie Sparks, and actually we have her husband in the back, Mr. Daniel Sparks, that works
Yes.
for BioTrack. He was on the show for a little bit talking about the seed to sale.
Yeah.
And then we got the rest of the crew.
Yeah. You want to introduce anybody?
Everybody, why don't you guys get in front of the camera? Give me Nazir.
Yeah.
We want the click. Let's get
Behind
over
the
here.
scenes.
Little behind the
Over here,
scenes.
Nasser.
Come on, Nazir.
I have to introduce this. Nasser is the guy that
You
puts
too,
the show
Will.
together.
Don't get shy.
Yeah.
Don't sit down.
Don't hide,
Come
Super
on.
Gabe.
Come
we
on.
got to
Come
put
on.
everybody. This
You,
is
my
here
daughter,
and we
beautiful
are
daughter
live
of
on
mine.
Cannabis Life
Come
Radio.
here.
nice. I like
Come
your
here.
voice. You got a nice voice.
Come on.
Yeah, this is Super Gabe over here.
Look at that. Cheeks are getting all red.
He helps.
We get a screenshot?
Come on.
There's
man.
Nasser.
We
There's
got
Super
Nazir,
Gabe.
So we got Super
and
Gabe.
now
We got
Real Will.
Hey,
That's all we
Will,
need
come
is
here.
Real Will.
There we go.
Wow, this is going to
And
be
then
great.
we got Dawn and Freddie that are over there.
Don and Freddie.
Dawn and Freddie.
Yeah. All right.
So we got this is the click right here. This
Can
is
let's get them all together. One more. You have
one
to
more.
get
Come
everybody
on.
together. Come
Let's
here.
go. Let's get in.
Look,
Let's get in.
every-
Let's get in. Get in.
Nobody's
Get in,
watching
Seth.
anymore. Yeah, there
Okay,
we go.
it's a video. So
This is a video.
Yeah, so we don't need to freeze.
Hey.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, everyone.
That's not including. We got 4 shy people in the back that don't want to, don't want
And
to
an
show
audience
their
of
face. Either that
thousands
or they're
back there.
embarrassed. One
Yeah.
or the other.
Well, we had to do that.
So it's all good. All
yeah.
good. Look at all the hearts. See, yay!
We've got an extended version of Arby's mail sack coming up. I want to
Yeah.
let you know.
And we want to talk about a little bit
Your
about
mail sack is full.
Well, it's typically not full, but
Look
go
at that.
ahead.
Look
You
how
go
great
with
we
that.
look.
We look beautiful.
Very handsome.
Very, very good-looking people.
Yeah.
We're talking about. We want to go a little bit into the Small Business Tax Equity Act, which
Okay.
is gonna. People would want to hear about this because this is for small businesses, and obviously, this is where it really starts. Is small businesses,
Right.
From ourselves to the Green Heart Society to Florida Homegrown
Yeah.
to TFC Marketing. With everybody that's sitting here and the people that you just saw right now, we have over 100 people that are basically employed.
Right.
So just with the people you just saw right now during our show, that's families.
Right.
That's paying your rent, paying your light bill,
Taxes.
having a car, paying your taxes, and stuff like that. So that's what this type of industry does. That's what it brings out.
Yeah.
It brings out that side, the educational side with Green Heart Society. TFC Marketing is our marketing company, or here filming us, getting online, making sure that people hear about what's going on. They also run something called whatiscbd.com, which is
Right.
an amazing site. So if you don't know anything about CBD and you just want to just get educated, just Google or go to whatiscbd.com. That's a site that they run. All they do is run education on that site. Huge amount of traffic
Right.
that goes to that site to get educated. And that's what we've always said. If you're going to take something or do something, make sure you get educated on the product you're taking. Make sure that people that you know what you're ingesting. Send it out to get tested for $30.
Yeah.
You can
go
and
buy a
s-
test kit on Amazon now.
But you really want to get the full panel.
Yeah.
Just like everything else, you want a full panel test
Right.
on the products that you're testing. And that's extremely, extremely important. And for the companies that are doing it the right way, I congratulate you, shout you out. Even though we are, Green Roads, and I'm one of the co-founders. If you're doing it right, I'll definitely shout you out. I have no shame in doing that if you're
Yeah.
doing it right. There's a company called Green Garden Gold that was out there. They've been in business now for 4 or 5 years. They're doing it right. I know that they've taken a lot of time to do things right. So if you're doing it right, send us a direct message. We'll shout you out.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that your products get tested. Send us your full lab panel tested, and if it's full panel, we will definitely, shout you out here on Cannabis Life Radio, as long as we have a full panel test on your actual product. So that just goes to show what we really care about is the industry itself, the integrity of the business, and why are you looking at me crooked?
I'm not looking at you crooked. I'm paying attention. I'm hanging on every word.
I hope you do,
Yeah.
because I'm going to test some of your products. The fact is that, so you better be a little nervous. I see you better start sweating there.
I'm good.
So
I'm
matter of
good,
fact,
brother.
and the fact that EVO Labs or any other labs will be able to go online. You're going to be able to see the actual results of the company that they're testing.
Yeah.
So the consumer will actually be able to get a code and go in there and see what the products look like. And I'm not going to call out the bad companies right now because we've gone after and asked a couple of the companies to send in their products, and all of a sudden all you heard was crickets.
Yeah.
They didn't pick up the phone
Chirpy
no more.
chirp.
Chirpy chirp. So
Yeah.
we're not going to go in that direction, but the fact is send your products in, get it tested, and if you can't find a good product, you could always fall back on us on Green Roads.
Yeah. You want to make a bet on my testing?
I'll go after
You want to make another bet?
Let's go.
Cheryl leaves, and all you do is want to gamble.
Yes.
Not good.
Yes, it's a good thing.
What did you want to say about this subject, young lady?
About the subject,
Yeah.
you know, like Arby said, you know, with the small businesses, it's really supporting families and supporting people. With the Green Heart Society, you know, us having the opportunity to partner with Green Roads has been phenomenal to really try to impact the community and continue to spread the love and the education for CBD and cannabis as well.
Nice. I appreciate that.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All right. I'm ready for the mail sack. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
All right.
I got them with
Do we
me
got
all the
music?
time.
I'm excited for the
Hey,
mail
Super
sack.
Gabe, do we have music for the... She's excited for the sack.
Hey, you see how quick he runs to that
Yeah.
for the DJ booth,
There
but he
we
won't
go.
get behind the...
All of a sudden, he's very quick. All right. I love the music, the Arby's mail sack. Here we go. Question number 1. All right, here we go. Well, this is the same one we get every week. Ronnie Mewborn asks, when do you think it'll be legal or federally?
Okay.
Prediction.
I think end of 2018 is going to be a big year for regulations because it's a voting year. Everybody slacked off last year. They raised a bunch of cash
So you think
from
this year-
lobbyists. So they dragged their feet.
You think this year the federal government is going to get out of the cannabis business?
I think on the hemp side, I think for sure they're going to. I think it'll be deregulated where we could actually cross state lines and create good business for farmers, get farmers back to work and stuff. So I think on the hemp side it is. I think on the cannabis side it's going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah. What do you think?
What do I think?
What do you think?
I think the year. I said the year earlier.
You think it's this year?
Yeah, I think it's this year.
Yeah. And you think it's going to be done legislatively?
As
And
long
not-
as it's not scheduled.
As long as it's not scheduled.
Not
it's
scheduled.
Descheduled.
It's
Descheduled
got
and
to be
taken off
descheduled, decriminalized.
and created it, made into like a food product. Is that what it would
Nutritional
be?
supplement.
There you
Nutritional
go.
supplement.
Bada bing. We got
That's a
Matthew
food
Parker says federally legal. My guess is 2020 or 2022.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you didn't
That's a
ask me
good
what I
guess.
think.
What did you think?
I think it's by the end of the summer.
End of the summer.
Yeah. And I
Even
think it's going to be. I think it's going to be.
Are you going to wear a tank top and boxers
yes.
again?
Yes. Actually, a speedo.
You're-
that day.
you're-
That
you
day I'll
talk
do a
about me
speedo.
bet-
That day I'll do a speedo and I'll do a little jig.
And you're talking about me betting?
Yeah.
You've got 2 bets going
I'm
on
a
right
gambler.
now.
Yeah.
You are.
I'll do a little
you're-
jig, my friends.
Oh, jiggy
Yeah.
jiggy with it.
Do a
There you
little
go.
jig. All right, Stacy from Maryland. Does smoking cannabis make you tired?
Yes, it can, depending on which one you're smoking. If you're smoking an indica, you're in the couch. If you're
In the
smoking a
couch.
sativa, depending, you could probably go cut your grass, clean your house.
Go
Yeah.
run a marathon.
Pressure clean the roof.
And the hybrids, you have to try them and figure out which ones work for you and how.
Mowing the lawn, yes, Nazar, mowing the lawn.
Mowing the lawn with cannabis? What?
Yeah, absolutely, a lot of people do that. I know
That's not
people
good.
that consume and go to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even reading this.
Yeah,
You should not have even given me this question.
Oh, boy.
Sorry. Tim in New Jersey, is there anything negative about using cannabis? Yes.
There's negative about anything.
Yeah.
There's negative about Tylenol, acetaminophen, ibuprofen. Of course, there's always going to be a negative. But again, I'm going to fall back on the testing.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the hell you're smoking and you don't know what you're consuming, then it's your problem.
There's negatives about everything.
There's negatives on anything.
Yeah.
Anything that's a positive, there's always going to be a negative. You
Yeah.
know,
Pros and
there's a
cons.
positive of NFL people. They make millions of dollars, but the negative part is they could get concussions and CTE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's
There's
always
always
a
a yin
positive
and
there's
always
a
yang.
yang.
Yeah.
Yin yang.
All right. Okay, next one. Lisa from Miami. If Jeff Sessions quits or gets removed, how can we be sure his replacement won't be a lunatic also? Well, What do you think?
I think anybody under 55 years old, because our demographic is 44 to 55,
Right.
is our top census. After that, it's 34 to 44. Anybody within that realm, whether Republican, liberal, Democrat, they're all looking at this as an opportunity for employment. And
Right.
if you're talking politics, the first thing that they talk about is
jobs.
Jobs.
Yep.
So anything that creates jobs, they're going to be for.
Yeah. So what do you think?
No, absolutely. More opportunity, more jobs. Let's do this.
All right. Well, I think that the
What do you think?
the
What do you
guy
think?
the guy that's supposed to be okay. I've been saying this for a while that I think I've heard that Jeff Sessions is going to be out the door by January 20th. Okay, and the rumor is that the guy who President Trump appointed as the head of the EPA from Kansas, I
He's a
believe.
young cat.
He's a younger guy, but he is unbelievably against cannabis also. He's another one. Yeah, and that's the guy who's said publicly that he wants to be Trump's new attorney general. So it's probably going to get actually worse.
Well,
So-
that, and I'm going to call out a couple people out here in Nebraska. We got the governor, Pete Ricketts.
Pete Ricketts.
Governor, totally against, cannabis.
Right.
And, and his AG or his state attorney, Doug Peterson, 6 years in power.
Right.
Just putting people in jail for, a joint, basically. So
Yeah.
we don't want any of those type of people. We want somebody more as a moderate, libertarian, something like that, so
Yeah.
we could grow this economy, continue to grow the economy, create jobs, and offer opportunities where it's not at right now.
Right. And the only opportunity that they're offering is for people to go to jail and people to stay sick. So
Private
that's
prisons.
Not, yeah, private prisons. Yeah, that's not good. Ryan from Washington, D.C.
What about?
He's
What's the question?
Is that the question?
no, I was just.
Hey, Washington, D.C.
I was about to say I'm from there, and it is kind of a shithole.
You are from there?
Yeah, but
Actually,
anyway.
I just got back from there. It was
Yeah.
actually not bad. It was
Oh,
act-
you didn't go
they
to the
clean-
right
no,
parts.
they
You didn't
cleaned
go
it
to the
up.
right parts. Trust me.
They cleaned it up. I
No,
mean,
they didn't. Arby, you mentioned before that CBD is available for consumption. Sorry, Ryan, by the way, that I insulted your town. Arby, you mentioned that before that CBD is available. It's my town too. That CBD is available for consumptions from other sources besides cannabis. What are they?
Google. I mean, it's pretty simple to find. I mean, you got echinacea.
Use
you got,
Google.
You got cacao. You got red pepper. You have yellow
the other
flower. You got there's a couple other ones. And echinacea, obviously, we all know that our
Hemp
moms,
Hemp
hemp
seed.
seed.
Yeah.
Our moms
Hops.
used to give us
Hops.
echinacea for
Yeah.
immune booster.
For-
you
yeah,
know,
the
when
flu.
you're sick and flu and stuff like that. So if you read up on chocolate too, they say that has a little bit of why you get a little bit sluggish
Yeah.
when you eat chocolate.
So CBN?
Could be.
Yeah,
Could
that's
be.
what I heard.
mean, CBN is something that I'm definitely extremely interested in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it makes you tired.
No, because there's many uses for it.
A lot of
uses for it.
Yeah, like what?
You could use it as anesthetic for young children instead of giving them Demerol or morphine.
Nice.
There's and it's non-addictive, so there's a lot of things that you could use for that. Take away the Ambien, take away the Valium. There's a lot of uses for that, and pharma knows it. So you have big pharma going after those type of things
Right.
because they realize that they could use that
And make money.
and make a boatload of money
Yeah.
and not. The reason why they don't want to use it because it's not addictive, so you're not going to come back and get the prescription again.
Right.
That's the reason why they make these type of drugs, so you could come back and refill every freaking month.
Yeah.
And then get billed Medicaid, Medicare, and
And
run
your
it through the
insurance.
system.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
It's the same thing. It's just a
Vicious cycle.
vicious
It's so
cycle. That's what it is.
vicious. So
Exactly.
vicious.
Very. Not that kind of vicious. Different kind. Dwayne from Minnesota. Does alcohol affect the way CBD and THC work in your body?
Anything that you consume, and I see you shaking your head yes, Steph.
Yeah.
If you want to answer that question.
No,
Yes.
I mean, from my understanding, anything that you consume, whenever you're mixing any substances, they're going to have some sort of interaction in your body. So your body is going to interact a specific way, and it depends on the certain individual.
Right. Okay. Juan from Cabo, Mexico.
Cabo, Mexico. Okay.
That's nice.
Hey.
How many milligrams
That's
of
nice. Is that where you want to be?
Yeah. Heck yeah. How many milligrams of the THC do I eat in the edibles?
What?
What's
Yeah.
¿Qué?
Okay.
¿Qué fue?
Porque, Juan, porque.
Porque.
I think he wants to know
What
how
are you trying to say, Juan? Because that's why he speaks Spanish.
I
How about
am
if he's
the
from
only
Spain or something?
Juan, the one and only.
Well,
Hey,
I mean, edibles you can make different. I mean, obviously,
Right.
in different states, you have medicinal and medical, which could have a higher milligram.
Right.
On the rec side, it's 10 milligrams,
10 milligrams.
per dosing.
yeah,
So
I would start out with 5 or 10 milligrams. I think that's what he's trying to.
I think that's
Yep.
perfect.
Yeah.
5 or
That's
10
what I-
milligrams is,
Yeah.
is
Yep.
ding dong.
On point.
Okay, Donna in Charlotte, North Carolina. How many plants can I grow at home? No, you
We
can't.
wish you could grow as many as you can, but
Well,
you
in
can't. Not
Charlotte-
in
Charlotte-
Florida, you can't.
In
Which
Charlotte, you still can't.
which is one of the lawsuits
Yeah.
that's filed
There
right
is a
now.
lawsuit
There's a
going on.
lawsuit going
Yep.
on
Yeah.
for that, for you to
homegrown
be
here in
able to
Florida.
do homegrown. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's really weird is that I was researching some of the decriminalization parts of some of the states. Do you know that in Delaware, it's totally, they have a medical marijuana program that's just beginning to start, I think. But if they're part of their decriminalization program, you're allowed to grow up to like 10 plants in your house.
Well, Florida
Just
actually
decrim.
had 12.
Can you imagine?
No, yeah.
Decriminalization.
Florida has 12.
Yep.
Wow.
12.
That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty stokey.
Yeah. All right, Stacy from Maryland. Oh, we already did that one. Okay, here we go. Ben from Lake Worth. If you were stuck on a deserted island, which strain of cannabis would you want?
OG.
OG Kush?
Yep.
Ooh.
And why?
Why? Because I like
You
to
get
be
very
in
happy?
in the couch.
Yeah.
Nice.
And do you?
And I
For
want to
me,
eat
ooh.
eating coconuts.
Coconut.
Super Silver Haze.
Super Silver Haze. I don't know
alright,
that one. I'm not
Yeah,
familiar with that one.
It's an old school
That's
strain
old school.
from
Yeah.
Amsterdam, where it originated from.
Mine is Obama Kush.
Obama
Ooh.
Kush?
Obama Kush. I'm telling you. Anybody? Has anybody else out here tried that?
You have Obama Kush?
Oh my goodness. Not on me. No.
That's not my
please.
question.
I've had it. I've had Obama Kush,
okay,
and
let's
I'm telling
correct
you,
it. You've
yes.
had Obama Kush.
and I had a very, very positive reaction.
How was it? How did you feel?
It was.
How did
fantastic.
Obama make you feel?
Obama. That was the one time that Obama made me feel fantastic.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
I felt
Was
great.
it a sativa or an indica?
I think it was a hybrid.
It was a hybrid?
I think it's a
Okay.
hybrid, very high THC content. I think it's like 21,
Ooh.
22.
Yeah, so that's a sativa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very high.
I would say.
No, I meant very high content. Sorry. Hey, okay.
Ay,
it's been one of those
ay,
days. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to sign off here. Are you ready?
Sure. Hold on, I gotta read this. Jogging in about 1,000, 1,600 oil. Have you had a great day? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Susan.
All right.
All right, we're
Anything
gonna
else?
sign off?
Yeah, we're gonna sign off now.
We are?
Yep.
Okay.
This is Cannabis Life Radio and has been a presentation of Green Roads World.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
See you next
Follow
week.
us.
Bye.
Peace.
Join us next week for another edition of Cannabis Life Radio. Cannabis Life Radio has been a presentation of Green Roads World.